So good evening, everyone. I hope you're all ready to come and what's the term? Come on and slam to the jam. And this whole podcast is going to be very easy. There, Sleepy. This podcast is going to be very Space Jam driven because what came out today was the Space Jam Legacy, a new Legacy trailer. It launched. I saw it when it was premiered. So joining with me is Ryley in Sleepy Charm, who was originally Galaxy, but she changes her name a lot. So, yes.
That Space Jam thing. Never say that again. I cringed.
What? When I was.
I know, but the way the delivery kind of was like,
Yeah, I was very monotone on that.
This is like, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm guessing that they want us to get straight to the point. So let's not stall around any longer.
Slap.
Yep.
Jam.
But yeah, the Space Jam trailer launched today, or at least at the time of this hosting, because it's going to be up on Monday. But I saw it when it was premiered. People were very ecstatic about it. Sleepy Charm, I'm sure you have something to say. Let it out.
Okay. Let me just say this. Okay, so I'm gonna say a fair fucking warning. I'm gonna be very loud and obnoxious and fucking cringy. So if y'all don't want that for yourselves, for your ears, and for you to potentially not get a surgery or some shit, you need to either mute your stream or kind of just basically not hear me at all. Overall, if you're in this call, take off your headphones when I start screaming.
just
I may have to just work with the volume knob when I'm editing the podcast.
Okay. Alright. Let's fucking go! Holy shit! I was so pumped when I saw the trailer. I didn't think that there was gonna be anything. What was it? I remember, in this one Let's Play from Golden, there's this one particular part where I think Ryley mentioned something about a Spider-Verse bullshit with Space Jam, and I was so, I was a little bit skeptical, not gonna lie, because it's just how can they do this with fucking Space Jam? And wouldn't you know it, we have Iron Giant, we have the Animaniacs, we have, the Mask, we have the fucking, monkey, and
King
we
Kong.
also have what was it? There were the Wizard of Oz monkeys there too. There's also the Flintstones, the Yoga Bear. Was it Yoga Bear?
Something from Hanna-Barbera.
Something from Hanna-Barbera. This is
entirety
not
of Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, this is more likely a Warner Broverse to me. Not a Serververse, Warner Broverse, because that's what it feels like to me. And I love how they, it's so fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm.
It's so dumb. This whole movie is dumb. But is it a good movie? Yeah, from the looks of it, because holy shit, the animation, dog! The animation, bitch! Wait, let me clarify this. This is why I love movies. This is why I love Spider-Verse. This is why I love Roger Rabbit. This is why I love Promare. This is why I love Claus. This is why I love My Little Pony movie, which the CGI was basically used as objects and shit. But holy shit, this is why I love movies. They experimented so much on the media to the point that they basically just made a 2D, 3D, 2D live action CGI movie. And I never thought that would be the case, but here we fucking are. I remember there's this one particular comment where, what was it? It was basically a Ready Player One, but basketball themed. And you know what? That is fitting, considering how dumb this movie seems to be, especially for the original movie. Does that fit the tone? Hell yeah. Is it still a good movie? Yeah. Because, like, I never thought that the CGI would work so well with Space Jam, especially for not Godzilla, Kong. Yeah, like holy shit! Like the furs of Kong mixed with like everyone else is just like it's so outlandish and so sore thumb, but it works. It works because of the movie it's trying to, be in. The fact that this whole thing as a sequel is better than I imagined. Oh my god. This honestly might be the best movie I've seen in a while. Like I'm setting the bar too fucking. No, that's the thing. I haven't seen the movie, but this might be the best movie I've seen in a while. I'm so pumped! I am as pumped as Solar, and Blissey, and Aeon, and Blissey, and Solar for Kong versus Godzilla. I am as pumped as them when they saw it, and I watched Kong versus Zilla. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to watch that next week. However, the fact that this movie exceeded my expectations, and the fact that I knew that this was gonna be a fucking blast in terms of the visuals, holy shit, did it throw everything I expected out of the fucking water. It was that good. Especially the references for all of the Warner Brother movies, especially Lord of the Rings. That was a really nice touch that I noticed. Like, oh my god. It's so good. I love how fucking, I remember there's this particular part, because I also hear about basketball all the time. I noticed how, who was it? Give me a second. Straight. What was it? Dwayne something. Fucking Dwayne something.
Dwayne Johnson?
Fucking Lola Bunny gave like a contribution to Dwayne Wade, which is also LeBron James's favorite teammate in NBA.
All right.
Which is so cool. Like if you noticed it, if you're like a really big sports fan or a really big basketball fan, Lola Bunny just gave tribute to Dwayne Wade. And that I thought that was a pretty cool touch. I also love the part. I also love certain parts of it where it's like fucking there's this like big ball full of like electromagnetic like bullshit. And then there's LeBron James just being like, what in the Matrix hell? Oh, and there's also this other part of the movie, part of the trailer, especially, where the fucking basketball dude was just like trying to impress everyone by just doing like a couple dribbles in like 1 second. Who was the grandma? I forgot her name. Who was the grandma's name?
Are you talking about the lady who takes care of Sylvester and Tweety?
Yeah.
I forgot her name.
Isn't it just Granny?
Yeah, Granny.
Probably just Granny.
Yeah, we'll just call her Granny. Like, I love how Granny is just like, I'm gonna do old school on his butt.
Yeah.
And then he just like does like these like sweet kick flips on her fucking like troller. And then she just kicks the ball and she just does like the superhero pose, and that is fucking rad as shit. You know what's also rad?
What is also rad?
The fucking what was it? The CG animation for the Looney Tunes. Cause holy shit, The Looney Tunes in CG. Holy shit! Like the textures on Bugs Bunny, the fucking cleanness with Daffy Duck. He looks fly in a suit. He looks absolutely fly in a suit. And oh my god, just everything about this movie to me, especially who is the lead animator, looks promising, to say the least. If it hasn't been made already, I love this movie already, just by the first trailer. And it's a dub movie. I know it is. It's not very precise. It's not very deep, you know. But is it a good movie? Is it something that I would love to watch? Hell fucking yeah. And the fact that we get to see it on HBO Max, good fucking move. But also HBO Max is kind of weird right now, considering that they deleted some of their stuff, which is weird. But okay, go
more
off.
Like stupid, anything. I would just like to add that a good movie doesn't need to be smart. It doesn't need to be cunning. It doesn't need to be, deep or meaningful. A good movie is just having a grand old time and just have something you can take out of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, holy shit. They brought back 2D animation. Goldie, it's a miracle.
Yeah, I saw that LeBron James was 2D animated when he was sent to the Toon World. And in a more humorous sense, when he was like, he goes to that one tube that's supposed to show the intro card, and you can hear the sound where you hear, you know, that sound before, you know, they play that Looney Tunes opening cue.
Yeah, that was so cool. That was so well mixed in. And you know what? You want to know something really funny?
What's that?
I saw, like, who was gonna animate this entire movie, or, like, be the lead animator.
Uh-huh.
He also did Aladdin. Remember when I showed you in the chat, like, in the private chat?
I think
where this dude did some shit for Mulan, like, the original Mulan and the original Aladdin.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, holy shit! This movie's gonna look good? Like, I thought to myself, oh, I should show this to Golden. Hold up. Like, I went on a fucking tirade. I went on a tirade with a friend of mine for like 20 minutes of how this movie could honestly be one of the best cinematic masterpieces in the entire year. Like, it was that fucking good, because even when I saw who was gonna do the shit for, like, lead animation, I was like, oh, Goldie! Look what I found! 2D animation is finally arriving on theaters. Because I was just like, holy shit, they're making your dreams come true, Golden! I mean, it's very cautious optimism, granted. But it's like the fact that we're even getting something mixed media, something that is good in live action, Smurfs live action. But it's just like, holy shit. Holy shit, this might be the best movie in this year. And it hasn't been released yet. Like, holy shit, this is probably the best movie since Spider-Verse. Like, it's that fucking good to me.
Alright.
Okay, I've calmed the fuck down now. I've been screaming all morning about this fucking movie.
Okay.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go ahead. To share my thoughts on Space Jam. Like, we've already discussed an article about, you know, what's to come before, you know, the trailer was launched, and this was a little while back. There was the whole controversy with Lola Bunny, which I still could really give a shit less about, as long as the movie is fun. I mean, if you really like the original Lola Bunny, hats off to you. You can always have your fun in your own personal privacy, but I'm not here for that. I'm here to watch a silly, goofy, possibly an hour and a half to 2 hours of a shoe commercial, because that's what the original was. So when I saw that there was like another Space Jam movie, I'm like, okay, I'm up for it. Like, I remember that I don't want to talk too much about the original Space Jam, because that's another topic that I have for later in this podcast. But I saw the trailer and I saw the LeBron James was there. I'm like, oh, that looks like simple fun. You know, I'm open to that. Space Jam is just one of those movies that I first really liked it, then I grew to hate it, then I grew to love it again. And there's a reason behind that in which, once again, I gotta save it. So I'm kind of jumping all over the place. I saw the trailer premiere this morning when it premiered 6 a.m. my time, which is probably 9 p.m. a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But anyway, it was an early morning. I saw that the chat box was just like flooded with like text messages and everything. And I was one of those who typed in, "Let's go on and slam. Let's come on and slam." But upon watching it, yeah, I did see the part where LeBron James was animated in 2D animation, in which Sleepy Charm has already brought forth, and I typed it down. Oh my God, 2D animation! But I saw that other.
Right.
But I saw that.
I know, right? I was thinking the same thing because when I saw the trailer, I was just like, yes! Like, oh my God! Like when I first, like even when you showed the trailer for what was it, Space Jam in like the private chat, I was just like, did they release it? Holy shit! Yes!
Well, it's been talked about for a while. It was said that the trailer was going to launch on Saturday.
I know. But they did it.
Yep. So
anyway, back to what we were saying.
So looking at the plot of this one, I actually like where this one was going. The it looks like your run-of-the-mill father and son type of story. Because how it starts out is that you have LeBron James and he has his kid, and he's kind of being a little pushy towards having the kid becoming something he doesn't want. You know, trying to follow him in his father's shoes when he wants to follow his own direction. And it's definitely a relatable topic because I kind of have that kind of trouble with my own family. I'm not going to get into the details, but it's an understandable thing. And yeah, it may have been done to death. It may have been done a little too many times, but it all depends on its execution. And I can kind of see what that's going for. So seeing that the kid was somewhat taken away and that LeBron James has to save his kid, it shows that even though he's not really like being the best father to him, he'd still be willing to do something for his kid and save him. You know, and I actually, that's a pretty decent motivation that he has to go through playing this game of basketball. I almost said baseball for some reason. A round of basketball. Yes, I know. Ha ha. But I'm trying to pick up where I last left off. It shows that he's a dedicated father, that he's willing to save his own kid. And I like that kind of direction. Like, it's not a deep and meaningful thing, but it's a good connection. It's an engaging idea that audiences can endure and just think, okay, he's not the best father out there, but he's trying his best. And even if part of that comes down to saving his kid. I hope they do something a little interesting with that plot line, because I have a feeling that this is a movie where LeBron James learns that they're his own kids or whatever kid that he has, it's their choice to decide their life. You can't really force your life onto them, you know? So I hope that they kind of work that into it. As far as having the character being 2D animated and such, yeah, I was ecstatic about it. I don't know how long that's going to be around for. It's probably maybe going to be 20 minutes or something like that. And if it is, it is. I'm already used to the fact that so many movie executives are accustomed to making CG animation, which it's still a very predominant source. It's financially convenient and everything. I'm not going to break down the details there, but I do find it. I do appreciate that they did put in some 2D animation there. Like, if there was, like, aside from Klaus, if there was, like, a fully 2D animated film like a Disney Renaissance or something like that, I would die happy.
Yeah, same. Like, I would just, like, I would fangirl as much as you. Also, I kind of realized something.
Mm-hmm.
I have the thing about father and son, or, like, father and, you know, child movies to me, is the fact that most of them are very decent, but not memorable, if you will. Like, I think the only exception to the rule is Sonic, the Sonic movie. Even though the supporting character for Sonic isn't technically a father, he still acts like a father figure to Sonic.
Yeah.
In this case, it's honestly a lot more better than some of the shit that I've seen besides Sonic. This one is at least I know this one, and at least it's a lot more okay. It's straight to the fucking point to me, anyway. I think this is also why I had like a weird, not really vendetta, but just like a weird like dislike to Onwards. Onwards was okay. It's not the greatest father/son film, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Because, like, some of the shit that it has drags way too long. I'm not gonna go into it, but it's just like, alright. But with Space Jam, I can get with it, personally.
So, Ryley, do you have anything you would like to share?
Well, for one.
Nice! Let's go!
And the other being, so I remember, what was it, like a year ago you were streaming and I listed off the plot and how there would be like a whole Spider-Verse full of Warner Brothers property and everybody was like, what the fuck and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That aged like fine wine, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that too, yeah. I mentioned that as well.
I'm just thinking this is like Ready Player One again with all these like weird cameos and shit. I mean, there's even one of the fucking guys from A Clockwork Orange of all films.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have Clockwork Orange. Like, it's Warner Brothers, so of course they're gonna put that in there.
They have Alex from A Clockwork Orange in there. Is that what you're telling me?
They have a look.
Sorry. Let's just see here. Oh my god, they have all the Droogs.
Yeah.
Yep.
How is this? Oh my god, imagine if a child is asking, like, Mommy, what are those characters? That's from a movie a year too young to see.
Yeah.
Oof.
I mean...
Try playing Singing in the Rain while watching that film.
I mean, it's a Warner Brothers licensed thing, so...
I mean, if they're gonna put in R-rated characters, where the fuck is Scorpion?
Yeah, I know. Anyways, I'm optimistic. It looks like it's just gonna be a fun, dumb film just to watch for the spectacle and the meta humor probably, and it's nothing more, nothing less. It's gonna be a fun film, I think.
Droogs, yeah, no, I saw that Zuckerman in the chat is correcting that. Droogs, yeah, that was all of Alex's partners. That's what he calls them, my Droogs.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen that film.
It's the same for me. Like, I was pretty conflicted when I saw that movie. Yeah, what movie frogs come from? What?
Delicious ultra-violence.
Oh, yes. While listening to Beethoven.
Yes.
We're talking a little too much about that. Okay, so... Anyways, proceed on, Ryley.
That's basically the gist of it. I see it as just another dumb, fun summer blockbuster, and hey, if it's anything like the first one, it's gonna be memorable. It may not be like the most well-written or the most well-made movie, but it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's
like
sometimes
it's like the first film.
Yeah.
The first film, we all know it's dumb. It's stupid. It's a bunch of Looney Tunes players playing basketball with a professional basketball player. Mm-hmm. But you have fun with it.
Yeah, no, like, sometimes a movie can leave an impact or just leave an impression just by its own simplicity. You know, not everything has to be all complex and everything, because if you desperately try to make a film complex, you run the risk of making it so confusing to the audience that they feel too disengaged, you know?
I'm just glad they kept the original 1995 website up.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I actually wanted to save that for whenever we talk about the Space Jam movie, which I think we should move on to that topic.
Yeah, sounds all right.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to that because we'll why not talk about the first original movie while we're talking about Space Jam: A New Legacy? So before I get to the movie itself, the website itself, it had a recent page update where it's all spanky new and everything, and just out of respect, there's a little Space Jam logo on the upper right corner of the page, and you click on it and it takes you to the original Space Jam website. It's like these creators knew that these people love the original design, and I think they know about the meme status that Space Jam has. And yeah, let's be real here. Space Jam, it still carries on through a giant meme by Come On and Slam and shit.
It's a fun film. It's not one you gotta think about too much. Just Michael Jordan playing playing basketball with Looney Tunes characters against aliens who want to enslave the Looney Tunes characters, basically.
Yeah.
And you have, like, all these celebrity cameos, including Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder if he's going to be in the new Space Jam, too.
I don't know if Bill Murray would be in the new Space Jam. If they had other celebrity cameos, I will not be surprised if they included, what was his name? Dwayne Johnson?
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson, yeah. No, you're thinking of Dwayne Knight, the guy who played Newman, right?
Oh, fuck him. He's just annoying. I don't like him. He's an annoying actor. I really did not like that dude.
Really? I love
Dead serious, yeah, no. I was like, good riddance when he died in Jurassic Park. I saw that he was in Space Jam, and I saw that he became like this flat pancake. I'm like, okay, what the fuck ever. I didn't care that he was the voice of the elephant in Tarzan.
The elephant in what?
What?
You cut out. What did you say?
God damn it, Discord. I just don't like Dwayne Knight.
Nah.
Yeah, because I know that he was in Space Jam, he was in Jurassic Park, I saw that he died there, I'm like, okay, what the fuck ever. When I saw that he was turned into that flat pancake in Space Jam, I didn't care. When he was the voice of the elephant in Disney's Tarzan, I didn't fucking care.
Oh yeah, he was the elephant in Tarzan, I forgot about that.
Also, wasn't he in Seinfeld?
Yeah, he was Newman.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I never really liked that actor. I always found him obnoxious.
I find him charming in his own way.
To each their own, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, if there's recent cameos, if they did bring in The Rock, I would be happy. Because you can never go wrong whenever it comes to Dwayne Johnson. And I'm not saying that in defense of any bad movies he was in. No Tooth Fairy here.
Oof.
It's one from my childhood that I know is not a great film, but I still love it all the less. All the more, I should say. Sorry, I'm kind of mixed up in mind. Anyways, yeah, the Space Jam just works in a way that you can't really explain. It's a dumb film, it's a dumb premise, but they have fun with it, and that's the point. You're just gonna have fun with it.
Yeah, basically. I think one of the biggest things that I remember more about Space Jam is the fucking soundtrack, because let's be real, you cannot think of Space Jam without the Come On and Slam song.
Come on and slam!
And welcome to the jam!
The jam!
It was a big grand entrance of a film.
Hey, yo, what you gonna do? Hey, yo, what you gonna do?
Yeah, no, the movie starts out with Michael Jordan as a kid, and he's, making a few shots, and he makes, perfect shots. Okay, cool beans, I guess. But then he goes to make this 1 gram, slam dunk before he walks back in, and then, bam, we're given the intro. I'm like, holy shit. Okay, this movie wanted to go somewhere? All right. The only complaint that I had with Space Jam is that it takes a little bit before Michael Jordan is sent to the Looney Tunes world. Because, like, they had so much exposition involved where you see the aliens come down and they steal the talents from the NBA players and they become the Monstars. Like, it was very exposition heavy in, like, the first 40 minutes or so. And then afterwards, like, Michael is brought forth and then Michael's trying to train them. I think it would have been a little interesting or a little nice if they did spend a little time where other characters are being learned how to play a proper way of basketball and seeing how they learn their own tricks. But they decided, oh yeah, let's go ahead and just break the rules of reality because it's Looney Tunes and you can do whatever the fuck you want. Hence the long stretching arm before Michael Jordan makes the final basket and wins the game.
I still love the steroids analogy they make in the first film.
Oh, the secret stuff?
Yeah.
I remember looking at that, and you see that, like, Bugs Bunny's got, like, 2, 3, or 4, like, muscle masses on his arms, and...
He's got a 12-pack instead of a 6-pack.
Which is so fucking ridiculous.
It's the opposite. It's the opposite of Big Chungus Rabbit.
Big Chungus.
The complete opposite of Big Chungus.
It's Big Chungus, but with steroids.
I do also like that when Wayne Knight is like holding that bottle, and the way he's holding it, they still have that piece animated. Like it's not a real. Like I would have loved to have seen a little bit more of that with Roger Rabbit when Valiant was holding the handgun, because in like the later portions of it, you could tell like it's a piece of plastic. It's not really animated. There was a little bit of a consistency issue right there, but yeah, no, the freaking steroid thing. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say there. But aside from what is it? Come On and Slam, like. What other songs did any of us like aside from that song? Like,
time keeps on slipping.
I'm gonna fly like an eagle.
Yep.
Yeah, they had that. They had the, what's it called? I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly, I think it's...
Yeah, that's kind of mixed feelings about that now.
Yeah.
It's aged very badly now because of his track record. Yikes.
Yeah.
Like, I was only trying to talk about just the songs, not his track record.
Yeah. No, I get you.
So...
I'm interested in hearing the soundtrack to it, that's for sure. I mean, just from the trailer itself, it sounds like it might have an interesting soundtrack.
Yeah, I saw that they did a redub of the Come On and Slam song.
Yep. It's the most iconic song from the movie, besides, like, Fly Like an Eagle and I Believe I Can Fly and shit, so... Yeah,
Blue Griffin has a point about, you're ready for this? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Wasn't that song around before the movie existed?
That was, like early 90s that came out, I believe.
Okay. Because when I was a kid, I thought that song was invented for the Space Jam soundtrack like the rest of the soundtrack was.
No. It was well established, I think, before then.
Yeah, but we, like... So, to give off the history that I had, that I used to really like the movie, and then I grew to hate it, and then I grew to love it again, that is because of Nostalgia Critic. And this is kind of diving back to what I said on one of the previous podcasts, in that he trashed the movie, and he hated it so much because he thought that Looney Tunes and basketball don't mix. And he was so pissed about that. Which, at the time, like, I thought, okay, it's just a big shoe commercial. And I, like a lot of people at that time, used to take issue with any kind of media that is related to what is essentially just a giant commercial. But a lot of titles these days have something based on shoe commercials, and you can still leave an impact. And seeing that...
To be fair...
Yeah?
To be fair, I was at the age where I didn't even know what a commercial was when I saw it, so...
Same here. And I think that's enough to convince us to think that, just because a movie that is based on a commercial does not mean that it's a bad movie. I mean, I've dedicated a lot of my channel to Friendship is Magic. My Little Pony was a big... It's all a big TV ad. It's to sell toys.
Yeah.
And in the 80s, there were a lot of cartoon shows like Transformers and He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So the idea or the concept of disliking something that is just based on a commercial or based off of a product, it's kind of fruitless. I mean, it's even hypocritical when you saw that Doug Walker made a countdown and included a couple of times with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Transformers and a few other titles in which were just a big part of like what was a part of his nostalgia.
Well,
Space Jam is just
because he was
what?
He was an 80s kid too. So
yeah, so I think that just shows that there was a huge bias involved. So I would learn over the years that Space Jam was a better movie than you give it credit for. Yeah, it's a dumb hour-and-a-half shoe commercial, but it's still dumb fun. You get to see Bugs Bunny with a popular basketball player, and that is it. And you can do so much out of it, and the movie does a lot for that. And seeing that it gained its own meme status by Come On and Slam, I think that should speak for itself, that Space Jam can still hold up, even when it was just a product of its time.
Oh yeah. I still have fun watching it to this day.
I still do too. And it's something that I would give it a recommendation where it's a movie where you turn your brain off and you just enjoy just the spectacle. And that's what I expect to see when it comes to the Space Jam legacy.
Yeah.
Sleepy, you have something to say about the original?
Let me just say this. While I do love the Space Jam 2 already, I really, honest to God, don't
what?
Don't what?
Hold on. I really don't think it'll have the same, like, charm as Space Jam 1. Like, there's something about Space Jam 1 that it stays true to its, like, themes, in a way. Like, don't get me wrong. Space Jam 2 does, like, stays true to its themes. It's just that it's now in a multiverse, kinda. So now all this is just like in this case for me, I know I'm not making any sense. In this case for me, I feel like Space Jam 2 will still try to grasp onto the original's charm while keeping or maintaining a modern take on the film. Cause Space Jam 1 for me is such a good movie. And yes, I do also love the portrayal of Lola Bunny there. I don't know if they're going to do the same for Space Jam 2, but hey, interpretation is also cool. Like alternative interpretation is also cool. But for me anyway, Space Jam 1 is a more legendary movie in its entirety. Like, it still lives on as one of the best movies to ever existed at the time. Still is, because its meme fucking platform just, like, skyrockets itself to, like, beyond the cosmos, basically. Literally, because it's Space Jam. But, like, I don't know. I feel like for Space Jam 1, the story for it was kind of bare fucking bones. You can kind of tell. Like, Michael Jordan just wants to be the best basketball player since he was young, and now he has to be in the team.
Was.
Shut the fuck up, Ryley. But, and he has to go to be in this, like, fucking Looney Tunes thing. And then he has to fight against the monsters. Yeah. That are apparently like bean sprouts. But they took a pair of shrooms or they took a pair of drugs and they buffed the fuck up.
NBA player's talent.
Yeah. It's bare fucking bones, but it makes up for its charm and its like humor and animation as well. 2D animation even, but yeah, it's a good film. Like the original in this case, it's very fucking good. Space Jam 2 is just an alternate take to the
Alternate
to
take.
the alternative take to the original. Like it's the same movie, it's just that now there's a multiverse all of the fucking sudden. And now we wait for Golden.
In the meantime, while Golden's comes back, maybe we could get some Space Jam questions in the chat.
Yeah, Space Jam questions.
Yeah.
Space Jam questions are good too. Let me try to see if I can refresh, because my internet went out for a second. Damn it. Gold. Damn it.
Yo, got any questions?
Right.
For Space Jam, I mean. We'll have the actual...
Yeah, I know, but
at
right.
the end.
Right.
Yeah?
Boop.
Why would you do such a thing?
Because... we have to jam and slam. That's why.
Fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
We have to slam and welcome to the jam, man. Come on. I honestly thought that Golden was gonna say slamming celebrities. For like at one point when he was trying to say celebrities, I thought he was gonna say slamming celebrities.
Bruh. Bruh.
Why are you saying bruh, bruh? Why are you saying bruh?
I say
Bruh.
bruh because you make me say bruh.
Why you say bruh when I didn't make you say bruh?
Oh, here's a question. Ask all. Always see some of the tunes of the Space Jam 1 version. Always see. I'm not sure I understand the phrasing of the question, man.
Okay, I'm
Is
back.
it the grammar issue? Hey, Golds.
Yeah, sorry that I had to BRB for a second because my body was not waiting any longer. I had to go and take a serious number 2.
Oof.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just like, I gotta wait until the podcast is over. No, you have to let it out soon. So I'm like, crap. So I had to go and just let out the 1812 overture.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so what were you guys talking about?
We were just asking in the chat for any Space Jam questions, and one from Heartless is I'm having a hard time understanding the phrasing.
What was it?
Ask all. Always see some of the tunes from Space Jam 1 and into the new version.
I think they're asking, will we ever see all the people in Space Jam 1?
I mean, you've
Space
seen
Jam
the trailer. I mean,
Yeah.
the casting of Looney Tunes is really not that big. You have Bugs Bunny, Daffy, Elmer. You had
Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam. Yeah, he's the one who was shooting the balls, or he actually shot the ball, and he pulled out his gun and shot Daffy.
Which is weird because in the new Looney Tunes show, they actually took away Elmer and Yosemite Sam's guns. But I
guess they want to go back to its roots. But they also have Granny. They also, I presume, they would have Sylvester and Tweety. I mean, am I missing anybody else?
I mean, they have
Tasmania.
I think also Monstars, I think. They want Monstars.
What?
The rooster guy. I forgot his name. Yeah, there's the rooster.
Yeah, the rooster guy.
Yeah, there's also that Speedy Mouse guy. I forgot his name.
Speedy Gonzalez.
Speedy Gonzalez, yeah. Andre, Iba! I'm pretty sure he's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
He's gotta be.
Yeah, he's got to be. I remember hearing that a while back when he was still fresh. Americans were upset at this is back then when America was fucking woke, and they saw that Speedy Gonzalez was like an offensive stereotype, but in Mexico they actually loved the character.
Yeah, that's the surprising thing about it. Yeah, I did hear about that too.
Yeah, I find it hilarious that people are getting so worked up and they're like, yeah, no, that was a while back, Cabalt. That's what we were just talking about. Yeah, they tried to cancel Speedy Gonzalez because, oh my god, Mexican stereotype. But in Mexico, people there loved him. And just comes to show that sometimes some people are willing to laugh at themselves. There was also the skunk character, which I doubt he would ever, like... If he's not there, he's not there. I didn't really have that much of an impression with him. There's also the Roadrunner, and there's also Wile E. Coyote. But yeah, you know, okay, so it is a pretty big cast. Because I'm also remembered who made the appearances in the Space Jam movie. Because I remember Michael Jordan was literally wearing a gas mask while holding the skunk guy. Pepe Le Pew. Got canceled, sadly. Oh, God, really? Pepe Le Pew got canceled? For what?
Yeah, in this case, it's for
consent.
Yeah. He was canceled for
consent in the original cartoons.
People need to grow the fuck up. It's called a product for its time. Grow a goddamn spine.
I know.
I think
they do warnings about that nowadays, and like you watch some of the old collections of Warner Brothers cartoons, they do say this was a product of its time. We reflect what we feel about it.
No, like even like there was a time when Disney actually had to make a warning about that because so aside from the garbage CG movie Chicken Little, there was also another Chicken Little that was out in like '43, and it was supposed to be a guerrilla warfare commentary, and apparently basically the wolf won. It was a cartoon short where a bad guy won. And it had a very dark turn. Like, you had, like, a graveyard filled with, like, chicken bones sticking on top of them. All aligned together like a graveyard. Yeah. Before that played, there was a dude who worked at the Walt Disney Company, or he was a good, like, speech sort of professionalist. And he said, this is a movie that was a cartoon that was a product of its time. I recommend for all you parents out there to talk to your kids first before showing them the cartoon, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they're just not having him in the new movie. There's still access to all the old cartoons with him and stuff like that. He just doesn't really fit into today's way.
Also, Golden.
Yes.
I really hope this doesn't take away the fun that's, from Space Jam 2. Because I remember there were, like, comments saying that, hey, no, Pepe Le Pew is not in this movie. This movie sucks already.
You can't hate on a movie because one character is in it. Okay, look, there have been many occasions where I've seen stuff relating to Sonic, and my favorite Sonic character is Tails. I'm not going to have a hissy fit because Tails isn't in there. Criminy.
I shouldn't be one to talk considering that I went on a fucking rant about Mortal Kombat and Katana not being in the movie.
I'm still willing to give Mortal Kombat a chance at least, which, by the way, that movie got pushed another week. Yeah. Oh, actually, I saw a poster recently. I think Katana is going to be in there somewhere.
Wait, is she?
It's like, from my point of view, it's all speculation. I think it would be nice. But we're not here to talk about Mortal Kombat. We're going up. But yeah, no. It irritates me that the cancel culture is dog shit. The only, there are times when some people were quote-unquote rightfully canceled, but that's really just calling out on someone's bullshit, which is something that you could say long before the term cancel culture was ever a thing. You know? So, really, calling it the whole, cancel this person or cancel that person, you got bigger things to worry about. You know, we have starving children in Africa, we have terrorist attacks, we have other kinds of we have a goddamn pandemic!
Starving children in Yemen.
Get your fucking priorities straight, Jesus! Alright, so, I'll ask all, okay, so, sister new Space Jam movie is like Universal. Do you think that's a chance a few of the characters like we know based on Looney Tunes and other and the main I can't read this question, dude. Villain the Penguin and the Mask?
Yeah, Heartless, I'm having a hard time like trying to understand what what the phrasing of your question is.
I can't understand that either. But God, we went all over the place. But yeah, no, the original Space Jam movie, it's dumb fun. You know, don't have high expectations if you're gonna check it out. I still recommend checking it out if you're just gonna, just turn off your brain and everything. It's a shoe commercial, but I really don't give a shit. It's still fun regardless. And the people behind that had a lot of fun with it. And I also have respect for the people behind the Space Jam New Legacy, considering that, once again, they still have the old 90s layout of Space Jam that is accessible while they have the new front page design for New Legacy.
Yep.
I will definitely give them that. Like, I actually love that they're dedicated to the people who love it and they embrace it. And they give, their respect back. So with that in mind, I think we've spoken enough about Space Jam to the point where there's just more pockets of silence.
Spaces of jams.
Yeah.
The jamming and the slamming.
So
it's not Spaces of Jane.
Shut the fuck up. We're going to the next topic. Alright, so video to video. I think it's time we some of you may know what this is. If not, it's basically where each of us share a video of some sort and we talk about it and we have a discussion about it. So, Ryley, what do you have for us?
My video is about the animation of Milt Kahl in the original Rescuers movie, because Milt Kahl, if you don't remember, was one of the Disney 9 Old Men, one of the original team of animators that Walt had for a majority of the time, from the 30s to the 60s or something like 30s to late 70s. And it talks about just how much detail and how much what went into him animating Medusa from that film, Lady Medusa, and just the amount of expression she did when she would tuck her leg in or something as she's talking and all this other stuff, and just really have the character emote with all of its movements and stuff. And Milt Kahl was known mostly for his head swaggles.
Okay.
He always liked to swag his head on the characters that he animated. And it makes you appreciate the animation in The Rescuers, which I think is kind of slightly underrated, honestly. Not as much as The Rescuers Down Under, mind you, but still, I think it deserves a little bit more love.
I think so too. If you do, what's actually more hilarious is that if you tell that to Jello Apocalypse, he fucking hated The Rescuers Down Under. But with the character Madame Medusa, every time I saw her character, maybe it's just me, I always thought that she was a bit of a... okay, so you know that in the 70s, the sketch era, they sometimes recycle some of the animated animation poses for other characters and such. I had that kind of impression somehow with within the regards to Madame Medusa, a similar sort of look to Cruella de Vil and that one witch from the Sword in the Stone.
Oh, Madame Mim.
Yeah, Madame Mim. Isn't that a coincidence?
Yeah, he also animated Madame Mim too, so...
That makes way too much sense now.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so...
I love getting... Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, no, it's always appreciative of when somebody talks about the older generations of when animators took upon other characters and brought them to life. And it definitely adds on as to why I love 2D animation. Just the fact that you're bringing a character to life through a pencil and paper. And
exactly.
Yeah. So that's definitely a video I'll have to look into because I haven't looked at it yet. I just it definitely has an idea going for it. Unfortunately, because I have the links disabled in the chat here, you won't be able to find it, but as it goes on YouTube. In fact, anybody who's watching it on YouTube, you can find that out in the description. So, with that in mind, Sleepy Charm, what do you have?
You, me, gas station. What are we getting for dinner? Sushi, of course. So my video was basically something that it's basically a summarization of a series that I read called Chainsaw Man, where it's basically about this dude who has like he lives in poverty basically, or like child labor, and this dude was like being surrounded by a bunch of like zombies or some shit. Mm-hmm. And then he has this like demon dog that turns him into a chainsaw. We're not gonna get into the details of how he turned into a chainsaw because of the demon dog. Shenanigans ensue. And this girl, Makima, she basically was trying to, consult him and help him throughout and basically hire him for like a hitman or some shit. And then fucking a lot of shit ensued. He met a lot of friends. He was gonna get this girl. And then, this is literally basically Spider-Man, but it's not with the spider. It's a chainsaw.
Okay, then.
It's so fucking violent. Like, this whole, like, series is so violent, and it's getting in, like, an anime adaptation, I think, around this year or next. And I'm excited for it. However, I pray for the animators, because holy shit, the amount of weird monsters and gore that would be into this, like, series, I pray for their health. Because this was announced around the time where a series this was announced by the same studio where they animated, I think, Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen. They announced this on the same season, I think. Because why not? And it was just like, it puts a lot more pressure into the animators, which I pray that they do some sort of CGI bullshit to kind of just go through it. So I'm honestly excited for it.
All right.
And this is like, what is it, like 1 minute worth of a video about a dude just like going through poverty and turning into a chainsaw man. It's so dumb. This story is so dumb. Is it a deep movie? Is it a deep series? Depending on how you look at it. But is it dumb? Yeah. Abso-fucking-lutely. There's a lot of violence. There's a lot of edginess. There's a lot of stuff. But it's dumb. And I love it. I was gonna originally talk about Redo of a Healer, but everyone stopped me, so I went with Chainsaw Man.
So you went for something a little more humorous, and I can respect that. Sometimes it's just nice to look at something that's just stupid funny. And speaking of something that is stupid funny, my video is, unless you have something else to say about, your video that you shared.
I think in this case, it's not really, like, Redo is very, it's serious that you can't really take it seriously. Like, it's so, like, it's very edgy to the point where even a quote-unquote edgelord like me can't really take it seriously.
Okay, then.
Whereas for Chainsaw Man, it's so dumb, but I love it.
Okay, then.
There you go.
All right, then. So, but moving on to my pick, and that is, this kind of appeared in my recommendation feed recently, and upon
Nice.
No, because I remember watching the TV ads for this when I was a kid, and it's actually pretty impressive with what they were able to make back then. And that is, do you guys remember Brisk iced tea?
Little?
Yeah, I remember it.
Okay. Riley would remember it, because this was a thing in the 90s, and you weren't around when it was in the 90s, Sleepy. So, basically, one of the ads that I always come back to was, it's a parody of Rocky, and Rocky is at his lowest point, where he's getting his ass kicked, and eventually his supporter sees that, oh, there's like a thing of Brisk here, it's like, maybe this will help, and he drinks it up, and he goes to take on the opponent. But it's the very idea that, oh yeah, Brisk gives you power and energy and shit. The dude was just very he was very parched that he couldn't concentrate. So that's what it all came down to. Yeah, see, some of the chat knows what I'm talking about. Save some of that for the sequel. But yeah, no, that's always, that was one of those commercials that left an impact on me when I was a kid. It's actually a thanks to that ad that I was into Brisk. And Brisk has a nice sweet taste to it. It's got some sugar content in it, but comparatively, it has fewer sugars than an average soda. Like, a soda has like 30 or 40 grams of sugar. A Mountain Dew has like 70 grams of sugar. Brisk has only 17 grams of sugar, and it's only added sugars. But yeah, no, those commercials were very well animated. Because aside from that, there was also there was one with Bruce Willis, and he's getting his ass kicked by a few celebrities who were part of the 70s popularity, like it's 70s versus 80s. And then he drinks a Brisk, and then he kicks their ass. There's Bruce Lee taking on the Karate Kid, which is weird in and of itself. And they do it in a parody of, you see the mouths move and the lip syncing is way off. Like, it's all the poor dubbing. And they did all this through stop motion. But yeah, there was his appears out of an editing mistake. There was one with Frank Sinatra. And he just grabs one and he's like, yeah, I just need to have, a can of this. Oh, yeah, now I'm feeling the energy. I could have sworn I may have missed one or two. But people in the chat know what I'm talking about. Because these appeared in my recommendation feed recently. And I was like, oh, yeah, I remember the Rocky one. Because the Rocky one left a really good impression on me. It kind of ranks up there with the Crossfire commercial. And you all know how we feel about the Crossfire commercial.
Crossfire. Crossfire!
You've been caught in the crossfire! But,
it was fucking everywhere.
Yeah, it was. I never played the game, but I remember the commercial. Apparently Crossfire is still selling.
Wow. Damn.
But either or, it was, funny enough, it was because of the Brisk commercials that I went and got, a pack of the Brisk cans. They update and everything. They just call it Brisk iced tea, and it's lemon flavor. And I'm like, I like things that are a bit citrusy. Maybe it's just something that's based on my dad's side, because he likes key lime pie. Something about something with lemons and limes. Something citrusy about that. I'm surprised you know who Frank Sinatra is. Oh, yeah, no, my dad told me about Frank Sinatra and Nancy Sinatra, who did, These Boots Are Made for Walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. But anyway, yeah, no, actually, isn't Frank Sinatra one of Panic at the Disco's influences?
I think so.
I could have sworn so, because, okay, so I remember that Brandon, he had one of those videos where he has a tour throughout his house, and you can see on the left there's a painting, or there's a big portrait of Frank Sinatra, that he idolizes him. But anyways, back to what I was saying about the Brisk commercials. I got myself one of those packs, and it's actually one of those Sorry, let me try that again. It's one of those cans that I opened the other night when I was doing Super Mario RPG. I went, and that was a Brisk. I was like, that's Brisk, baby.
Nice.
Yeah, Brisk is something nice to have every once in a while. I don't think too much about iced tea. I do remember that the Brisk commercials were definitely they were definitely an impression that I had. So I thought I wanted to share that nowadays because despite my love for 2D animation, I love that stop motion is used. Stop motion comparatively is very hard to work with because you have to put them all properly in place. You have to rearrange all the faces. You have to redecorate all the faces. You have to arrange the movements.
Sure the lighting.
Yeah, the lighting, and it all has to be like in perfect position in every frame. Like some of which you may have to redo them. You have to work with both the lip syncing, the movement, and just where the characters are giving out their expressions, you know?
You ever watch the making of Kubo and the Two Strings?
I would have to look into that, but goddamn, I did see the movie in theaters and I fucking loved it.
Yeah, it was so underrated. It's so bad. It's too bad that it bombed.
It is. Is the company still around?
Oh yeah, they're owned by Nike, so they're pretty good.
Okay.
No joke.
All right. So I do respect them for having, the integrity of giving respect to the art in filmmaking and not just, making something to bank off of something. Like, honestly, you do need to be able to make money in order to, work with whatever it is that you have. It's just that a lot of major companies take everything for granted. They're not really challenged. I also want to add on to what Magical Star said. That is why we respect Robot Chicken. Oh, yeah. So many figures in one shot through every frame that you have to look at. The commercial also looked a lot like Celebrity Death. Oh, I remember Celebrity Deathmatch! Fuck!
I don't. I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Yeah, no, it was a very gory series. I used to get very... I used to be very salty over, certain celebrities. Like, I think I talked about it before. Like, I saw that there was a battle between Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone, and Arnold lost. And I was mad about that, because I idolized Arnold a lot. But you look back at it, and it went balls to the walls. Like, it knew when to just have fun and just be graphic and stupid. Because that's what it turned into. Ray Harryhausen comes into mind when stop motion Yeah, no, Ray Harryhausen was he was a huge role in the older eras, like Clash of the Titans and several other
Jason and the Argonauts
and so forth. Yeah. No, I can take a huge appreciation when it comes to the much older generations, like the 50s and 60s and such, like when there was the early years of Godzilla, and just there's something that's fascinating about that in and of itself. But with stop motion, I love that they had, the work of stop motion even with TV ads. Like there was, obviously the Brisk commercial, but there was also the Raisin People.
Oh, the California Raisins.
California Raisins, yeah.
Yeah, they were animated by Will Vinton, who also did let's see, he did remember the Adventures of Mark Twain film.
Yes, I know what you're talking about, and that scene is still fucking creepy.
Yes.
But yeah, that's my pick for video to video. And on that note, like I said before, if you want to check these out, I'll have them linked in the description on YouTube. That pretty much goes for those who are watching this stuff on YouTube. So that way you can definitely check it out. With that in mind, I think it's time we wrap things up. Oh, questions. Yeah, questions, yeah. Q&A, and then we'll be wrapping things up. I'm a little off today.
Yeah, it's one of those off days.
Yeah, so in the meantime, I'm going to BRB for just a second, and hopefully we'll have the questions rolling.
Will Vinton, yeah, he did work on Return to Oz.
Hello. Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Favorite Looney Tune? That's a good question. Probably a tie between Bugs and Daffy, which is part of the reason why I love seeing them interact with each other, and why I actually watched this cartoon from the early 2010s.
I think mine is Lola, Bugs, Pepe Le Pew, and the cat.
Okay, so we're already getting questions on who our favorite Looney Tunes characters are. All right. I actually felt really bad for Daffy as most of the time he's always getting the slapstick or he's being treated as a punching bag. That's kind of the reason why I'm not a fan of characters who become punching bags, like what happened with Spike, because it feels too undeserved. But aside from Daffy, I actually do enjoy watching the Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner shorts.
They get a bit repetitive for me.
They do get repetitive, but I have more of like a frustration factor of like, damn it, the Coyote never succeeds on getting the Roadrunner, and I become more salty after that, but I'm always begging for more.
Nice.
All right. So ask Golden, if you ever found time, would you ever try watching DuckTales again? If you're talking about the new series, I barely watched it, and I know I should have.
It's really good, man.
Oh, I know it is. Like, I've already watched like the first couple of episodes, and they already left a very good impression. I especially love the hotel one, where apparently there was a ghost in the hotel who thrives on someone's good luck charms, and how Scrooge McDuck was able to trick into having Donald be kept, and Donald has the most unfortunate luck.
Oh, yeah, and it was like against Donald's cousin, who was voiced by Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, so it's like, I can't believe you did that. And 3, 2, 1, ah, so awful. Like, okay, yeah, I know where that goes. Okay, so have you guys seen that one TF2 analysis short where Jasper Pie, Thespio, and Ink and Rose reenact the Looney Tunes short? I'll have to look into that. As far as TF2 Analysis Anarchy goes, I don't watch all the episodes. I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for saying that out loud. I'm busy. I'm busy with so many things. Like, I don't even know how my character's being treated every once in a while. Yeah. I am aware that there was the April Fool's short that was based off of what is it? Blissey is Booped.
Yeah.
Based on Heavy is Dead. Heavy is dead. Yeah, dead.
Yeehaw.
I know it's on Doc's channel, Zuckerman. I don't watch Dr. Wolf that often.
Yeehaw.
Jasper does a good Daffy Duck impression. Dude, Jasper does a good impression of a lot of characters. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he does.
Alright, so waiting until the next question. Apparently I didn't pop out the chat box. I was in such a rush to get this podcast started.
I was actually in the call first, and then I kind of dipped for a little while.
Yeah.
Yee.
Still waiting for
And now
another...
I'm here.
Yeah, still waiting for another question. Let's see. Yeah, that's the other thing I got to keep in mind. Delays.
Oh, also, Golden, while we're at it.
Yeah?
Remember when you said something about celebrities in Space Jam?
Yeah?
I thought you were gonna say slamming celebrities.
Oh, no.
I thought you were gonna say slamming celebrities.
Golden, here's a good question. Ask all, would you ever wear a tutu?
What the hell is a tutu?
You never... What?
It's what you wear in a ballet costume, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because my character cross-dresses a lot.
If it's for a joke, yeah, I'll do it.
If I own one, I'd probably put one on for shits and giggles. Also,
I mean,
Mr.
tutus are nice.
Mr. Joe Mule, to answer your question about Godzilla vs. Kong, I haven't seen it yet. It's going to be heavily discussed next week.
You might as well make it the entire podcast.
Oh, that's what I'm making it. It's going to be the Godzilla podcast and then maybe a Q&A and then just wrap it up. That'll be the first time it'll be like a one major topic of a podcast. That would be interesting. That would be fun.
Versus Lizard podcast.
Monkey versus yeah. I mean, there's no. That'll be the last bit where Robin continues with the Team Monkey joke.
Monkey.
I still love. By the way, I'm gonna put an extra link to the April Fool's video that Robin made because I just love that. He just.
It's beautiful.
It was.
She should make ASMR videos more often.
Oh no, like the April Fool's video, it was amazing. It's just like, I kind of knew it was, but like also like Solar and I helped him in production of the video. It's just a series of pictures, and Solar's like, oh, I got something to share with you, and that was the background music. Then there was that one guy who has like a banana or something on a sandwich, while... Shut the fuck up. He's in front of the gorilla, and the gorilla's like, I want that sandwich. It's like, okay, can you do something for me? And he like plays guitar. But this dude, like, he's got this like what the fuck expression, and he's like supposed to pop up in the like lower right corner. I suggested Robin, because he originally was gonna have him fade in like everybody else. I would say, no, have him slowly like move in from a corner end. And she was like, yes, I'm gonna fucking do that. But yeah, no, we would hear like that background music that Solar suggested, while I'm just hearing all the Tucky cook. It just goes on for 10 minutes, and like there's actually the part that always gets me is when he cracks open one and he's like, ah, and he continues going all monkey. It's still fucking amazing. Like that
slaps.
Oh yeah, no, like that was great in the works. Meanwhile, I had my April Fool's video up where apparently like I knew it was going to be a dead giveaway no matter what, so I would just embrace the hell out of it. I fooled people into thinking that, oh, I reviewed Princess Promenade and that it's an underrated classic. But no, I did the same thing that I did 9 years ago when I did the whole G3 video. And I was dancing to Never Gonna Give You Up.
That Golden out here doing like the best dance moves I've ever seen.
I wasn't even trying. Like, I tried to learn how to legit dance.
But I was just like, yeah, I vibe with it.
Oh yeah, no. So I'm swinging my fists into a propeller. I'm doing little wave moves. I'm swinging my arms like in a circle, like doing the Mario, and then there's like just giving out the birdie, just for the shits and giggles.
I don't know why. I saw the video. I got bored at one point. I played fucking ludicrous music, and I hate how that fits. I played like ludicrous music over your video, and it fits so fucking well that I hated it.
But no, Robin's video takes the cake. Like I still love that one. Like I would have never thought about that.
It's very insightful, Golden. You have to have the biggest IQ in order to understand your video.
I still found it hilarious that like a little or like more than halfway he goes to like monkey, monkey. She goes for the drink.
Like that slapped though. Not gonna lie, I love when people, especially artists, do that shit where they go for like a lyric and then they just crack open a cold one and then they continue on. It's like the best fucking delivery.
It is. It's so stupid. I love that. Yeah, I gotta look for that video now because I mentioned it and I gotta put that on there. Oh, fucking tutus. Now I was like searching on Google to figure out what that is. I'm like, whatever.
Also, Blue Griffin Zora asks, speaking of Godzilla, favorite Godzilla monster besides Godzilla himself? I think for me it's Mothra. I don't know. There's something about like how fucking legendary she is. It's like, I think Mothra is one of my favorites. How about you guys?
I honestly don't have a favorite of mine. My exposure to monster movies have been very minimal because I didn't really, I wasn't able to access them. but I know that it has its following, and people love big monsters trashing apart cities. You know, it's like it was originally there for a commentary on the consequences of nuclear warfare and everything. But at the same time, it became its own following by just how silly and goofy it is and how fun it is watching monsters tear apart buildings. You know, I don't have much to say about it. All I know is that I haven't really been as involved with big monster flicks, and a part of me feels like I should have. I know that there's a following with them, and I have a respect for it, for, you know, its purpose and its existence and everything. But I'm still going to anticipate watching Godzilla vs. Kong. Godzilla is an actual Japanese citizen recognized by Japan. Okay.
Nice.
All right, then. But I know that it definitely has its cult status, and there's already a following for it. I know that Bliss is a big fan of monster movies, and Solar's definitely in for the fun, which is why, you know, I'm saving for next week when we talk about Godzilla vs. Kong.
Golden.
Yeah?
You know who else has a big Japanese status?
What?
Hello Kitty.
Galaxy. No.
What? I'm just saying she's even like
We've already gone down the wormhole that is the Hello Kitty merchandising.
Hello Kitty everything!
Yeah.
She's even the ambassador for tourism.
Apparently.
We love to see it, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What do you I mean, Hello Kitty's an icon, so...
Yes, Mr. Joe Mule, that. The fact that exists, I'm like, okay, I know there's a lot of things with Hello Kitty stuff. Like, there's a Hello Kitty guitar. I've seen that I think there was a drum set of Hello Kitty, but...
Yeah.
God. Yeah, no,
there were, like... I also mentioned in, like, the chat, you know, the server, where there was, like, also these, like, collaborations of,
with Disney?
Chocolate, from Japanese chocolate company by the name of Meiji. They basically made, like, collaborations with Hello Kitty.
Zuckerman, I seriously hope that when you said every movie in the franchise, I hope you did not include the 1998 one with Matthew Broderick. And everybody went silent.
Again,
No, I'm here.
If you view that movie as not a Godzilla film, but just a regular monster movie, it's not bad.
It's really fucking stupid, and like, I feel bad for Matthew Broderick, but that's barely the beginning. Like, there was a lot of scenes where everything was just way too cartoony for me. Like, even by Roland Emmerich standards, like, because I love the fuck out of Independence Day. It's stupid, but it embraces its originality. Okay, Zuckerman, I give you points for that. But yeah, the Roland Emmerich release on that one, even by his standards, were really stupid. Luckily, after that, he directed The Patriot.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then there was The Day After Tomorrow, which I think it's a better way of trying to look at it, just turning your brain off and not trying to picture it as a big propaganda message that it was trying to say about global warming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough about that. Let's see. Is there anything Hello Kitty isn't a part? Renkai? I already asked that question. Sleepy Charm already went down the goddamn rabbit hole about that.
Not to mention, because it's owned by Sanrio, there's like a whole fucking, like, what is it? Like a whole carnival or some shit, like a whole, like, ceremony based on, like, all the Sanrio characters, including Hello Kitty. It's like a whole...
Sanrio is literally designed to be marketable, so...
Yeah. Yeah, no, especially they're in the same... Like, Hello Kitty is in the same fucking company as a Gretzko.
Ever heard of the Godzilla song by Blue Oyster Cult? Yes, it's not one of my favorites though. My favorite Blue Oyster Cult song is always going to be Don't Fear the Reaper. Come on, baby, don't fear the Reaper. Baby, take my hand. Don't fear the Reaper. Alright, so we'll go for one more question. Wow, Galax. Yeah. Okay then. Favorite gorilla song? I don't have a favorite, but I do know a couple of them. Ryley, I'm pretty sure you have a favorite.
Gorilla song? That's a tough one, honestly, as far as favorites go.
Yeah, because I remember Clint Eastwood, which is Sunshine in a Bag. I don't know why they call it Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood's good. 192000's good. Of course, Feel Good Inc.
Boom, boom.
Melancholy Hill. Even one of the songs from their new album, Pink Phantom, is like really good.
Pink Phantom was good. I love most of the songs from Song Machine.
Song Machine has been good so far.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, Zuckerman Agretzko is fucking good.
Yeah, no, Gretzko's fucking amazing if you want to go in, because I noticed how Sanrio is starting to make like very relatable characters. One of which was an egg yolk. I'm not fucking with your brain right now. They actually made a character that is an egg yolk.
The depressed egg yolk.
And he's basically like this like very lazy egg yolk. I forgot. I think it's called Gudetama. Yeah, it's called Gudetama.
Oh boy. Alright, well, before I end the segment, I do want to mention this. Because some people say that they haven't seen Agretzko yet. I will say this, because it definitely left me this impression. If you want to see the show, Season 3 scared the shit out of me.
I can't wait till Season 4, man.
Same.
I haven't watched Season 2, but I have watched Seasons 1 and 3, and 3 was just... That was a kick in the nuts. That was a terrifying experience.
That was... yeah.
Because that is so goddamn real that... Just, it happens in real life, and that's one of the big downsides if you're ever popular, or if you ever do something that, this is on the levels of what happened with John Lennon, it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's very depressing.
It really is.
But we're not gonna go into that kind of territory. So, thank you all for your questions and answers. And we're going to be wrapping things up with our final say. So, Ryley, Sleepy, do you guys have anything to say before we end the podcast?
Do.
Go to drugs, don't do school.
Go do things and have fun. And also don't do drugs. Go home.
It's okay then. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, what looks like a shorter podcast than usual.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Not everything has to be very long. But hopefully I'll see you guys the next podcast when we embark talking about Godzilla versus Kong and how we're going to go fucking balls to the walls on that one. So, until next time, I'll catch you all later.
Bye, bitch!